In this video, I am going to explain some important functions that used in Excel. Actually, in Excel, having a lot of functions. In here, I am explaining some logical functions, right? Logical functions, right? Here, I am concentrate on the function, these type of functions here. That mean count, count function, then count if. Actually, count if is the logical one. Then I am also concentrate on sum. Sum is not a logical function, but sum if. Sum if is logical function, right? Sum if. Then another logical function, if function, right? I am going to explain how can use these function in the Excel. Right, first I am explaining count and countif, then sum and sum if. The finally I am explaining how to use if function in the Excel. Right, now move to the Excel environment to explain this function. Here you are having an example. I am using this example that first already I am entered the names and the marks. Some given marks here. According to these marks, I am going to calculate some values. Right. That first I am using to count function. Right. That normally the count function provide the number of items in the list. Right. In this case, if I am using the count function here, giving the answer as it start to Excel start to count how many items in the list, right? Then you can count it manually like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Here we are having 10, 11 number of students. That means count. We can, if we count it manually, we got the result as 11. Right. Then we'll see how to use count in the Excel. Use of count function. Here I am giving some label, use of count. Right, use of count function. Right, to understand, I am giving this label here, use of count, use of count. Right, in the next line, next cell, this is the cell where I want to get the result. Therefore, I am moving the cell pointer into this cell. This cell means C15. Right? C15 is the cell where I want to get the result. That means I am going to write down the formula for this function, this cell, C15. Right. The formulas you can write down in the formula bar. Therefore, I am moving to the formula bar here. Here, actually, the small letters I want to type here. Therefore, I am typing the formula in somewhere else. Right. I am using this board to write the formula. How you are going to type down the formula is, the first you want to put the equal symbol, then count. Right. Giving the count. After that, you want to give the range. Right. In this time, the range you want to get it from here. This is the range to count, need to count. This range from C3 to C30. C3 to C30. This is the range. C3 to C30. Right. Then close the bracket and press enter key. I am going to do it in the Excel now. First start with equal symbol, then put the name of the formula count, open the rounded bracket. Now give the, right, before that, one thing I forgot, the first you want to move your cell to the required position. Right. That means I want to get the result here. C15. From C15, you can write down the formula. Put equal, then count, open the bracket. Now give the range. Right. The range here, all the marks available in this range. By using the mouse, you can mark the range. Right. By using the mouse, you can mark the range. Then automatically it will mark as C3 to C13. Right. Then after that, put the comma. Then right, no need to put the comma here. Just mark the range. Now close the rounded bracket and press enter key. Once you press enter key, then it comes the result. It comes the result 11. Right, that's the use of count. Now see the difference between the logical function. That means use of here use of COUNTIF. COUNTIF. Right, that's a logical form. That means we can give some criteria. Right, that the COUNTIF function return the values based on some condition. For example, suppose you want to count the number of students who are getting more than 50 marks. Then how many number of students here getting more than 50? That you can count it manually first. Then 56 more than 50. That means first one. 78 the second one. The 45 is not relevant to that criteria. 90 again, that means third one. 42 is not relevant. 90 again the relevant. Fourth one. 87 fifth one. 34 is not relevant. 51 5 6 1 sixth one. 97 the seventh one. 54 eighth one. Therefore manually we can count it. We got the result as 88. Right, now see how can get it using the Excel function COUNTIF. Right, first time giving the criteria, how you can use it COUNTIF in the this board here. First use the function name COUNTIF. Now open the bracket. Right, give the range. You want to mark the range here. Right, here also having the same range. Therefore, I am giving the actual value C3 to C13. Right, then comma. Right, after comma, you have to give the criteria or condition. With the COUNTIF function, you can use more parameters. Right, here we are using two parameters. The first one is the cell range. The second one is the criteria. The cell range is the already one, the same one, C3 to C13. Then criteria. And if you are giving the criteria, use double quotation mark, open the double quotation. Then more than 50, the more than the symbol, greater than symbol, you can use the greater than symbol and put the value greater than 50. Now close the bracket, double quotation mark, then close the rounded bracket here. Right, that's the way you can use COUNTIF function with the Excel, in the Excel. Right, now do it in actually in the mark sheet. Go to the formula bar, put equal symbol, put the name of the function COUNTIF, then open the bracket. Right, now give the mark the range, the same range you are going to mark here. Put comma, mark comma, then give the criteria. How you can give the criteria? Within the double quotation, open the double quotation, put greater than symbol, then we need to count more than 50. Therefore, put 50 as the value. Close the double quotation, then rounded bracket. Right. Finally, press enter key. Now automatically it returns the result as 8. That earlier I think you can remember we counted it manually. We got the result 8. Right. This is the way how you can use count and countif. Count is a normal function we are using to count in the number of items in the list. COUNTIF is the logical function. We are using COUNTIF, that logical function, to give in some conditions. Right? Based on some condition or criteria, it will give the result. Right. Then similarly, we are going to identify the sum and SUMIF also. Right. Now, the use of sum function here, use of sum function or use of sum. Right. Now, the sum function normally giving the total value of the list or range. Right. Then if you want to find the total marks for all students, right, that means the all the values in this range. If you want to get the total marks, then the one way is using the sum function. Right. Suppose I want to get the result for this cell C18. Right. Now you can put the formula. This time I am straight use the equation bar here. Put equal. Then use the sum function name. Open the rounded bracket. Now mark the cell range here. Right. Now close the bracket and press enter key. It will return the total value 728. Right. Then sum function, SUMIF function. Right. Use of SUMIF. SUMIF again the logical function. It calculates the value based on some criteria. Right? That earlier count function, it counts the number of items based on some criteria. In this time, it calculates or it find the total based on some criteria. Suppose, for example, you want to count, you want to find the total of the marks only the student who get the more than 50. Right. Then try to get it manually. Find it the number of students who get the marks more than 50. Right. More than 50, the first one, yes, 56, more than 51, 78, again more than 50, yes, 245, not more than 50. Therefore, we not get this value for the counting for the total. Then 56, 78, like that. All the values you want to find all the values more than 50 and get the total. Right. Then some if that similar steps you can follow with the SUMIF also. The first you want to get your cell pointer to the result, the cell which you want to get the result. Suppose you want to get the total value for C19. C19. Therefore, I am click on the C19. Now you can put the formula here. Go to the formula bar, equal, put the name of the function SUMIF, then open the bracket. Now mark the range, cell range, the same range here. Put comma. Now you can write down the criteria or condition. Right? The same similarly, you can write down the formula within double quotation mark. Greater than 50. Greater than 50. Now close the bracket and press enter key. Right now you can see the result. Total value for the marks who got more than 50 is 607. Right. In that way, you can use the SUMIF function. That's the logical function. Right. Now we are going to identify the if function. Actually, the if function you can use to give in more than one conditions. For example, suppose in here, under result, the simple one, that first we are try to give in two condition. If you want to finding the result in that way, those who students get more than 50, you want to print as pass. Then the student who are getting less than 50, you want to print as fail. That's the two condition. Getting more than 50, you want to print as pass. Less than 50, you want to print as fail. Right. Then we'll see how can use if function to got such this kind of result. Right. The first see here, then identify how you can use the if function. This is the way you are using the if function. First equal symbol, then put the name of the function if, then open bracket, within bracket, first give in the value. This is the value you are going to check it. Right? First give the value, actually the check-in value, that means criteria. So first give the criteria. Right. Then here having three parameters. The first parameter is the criteria or condition. Then second value here, if criteria true. If criteria true, then you want to think what happen if criteria is true. Right. Then what happen? The criteria is true. Then you want to give the value for that. The third parameter, you have to think if criteria or condition false. Then you have to think. Right? In this example, that I'm write down the example for here also. Equal if, open the bracket. Suppose criteria, the value or marks greater than 50. That's the criteria. We are going to check every items in the list greater than 50. If the marks in our case marks, then marks are greater than 50, then what happened? Greater than 50 means criteria true. Right? Suppose 75 here, marks is 75, then the Excel check 75 greater than 50. 75 greater than 50, it is true. What happened? If it is true, you want to print as pass. Right? Then value you want to give in within double quotation. Then what happened? Less than 50. Suppose marks is 45. Then instead of this marks, Excel put 45. Then Excel check 45 greater than 50. It is false. Therefore, Excel display in the mark sheet as failed because condition is false. This is the way how if function is used. Right now, go to the sheet, mark sheet here. Now I am going to put the formula in the formula bar. Before that, determine the cell address, where you want to get the result. I want to get the result for this column, right? Under result. The first equation or first formula going to write in the first cell of the result column. The first cell here in front of this 56, that means D3. This is the place where I want to get the first result, D3. Now you can start writing the formula. Go to the formula bar, equal, put the name of the equation if, open the rounded bracket. Then marks. Here the value for first mark. Here the 56. Right? No need to put 56 here. Instead, we are going to put in cell address of the 56. That's the way we are writing down the formula. Don't put any values, actual values in the formula. Instead, you want to give in cell addresses. The 56 here, the address of 56 is just click on here, then automatically appear the address in the formula bar. C3. C3 is the address bar. Now check the C3 value greater than, suppose greater than or equal 50. Greater than or equal 50. Then what do you want to do here? If the marks is greater than or equal 50, comma, you want to appear in the result sheet as pass. Then put pass in the second parameter. Then third one, you need to know what happened. The condition is false. That means less than 50. Condition is false. You want to get the result as fail. Right. Now, third parameter, type fail within double quotation and close the bracket. Now press enter key. Now you can see the result as pass. This is for the first student. Right? The first student greater than 56, therefore pass. Right. To apply this formula for the rest of the students, copy it for the range. Right. Now you can copy this formula for the rest of the student here. Now you can see here, then going to little bit increase the value. Now you can check it, 56 that is greater than 50, pass. 78 greater than 50, pass. But 45, the value is less than 50, it is fail. Then check another fail value here, less than 42, fail. Less than 50, again fail. Here also less than 42 is less than 50, therefore fail. In that way, you can use the if function. I am going to explain one thing here. Then suppose you want to put here those students who are getting the marks between 40 and 50. That means more than 50. Those who are getting the marks more than 50, you want to print the result as simple pass. You want to print the result as simple pass. The students who are obtaining more than 40. Then how you can change it here? Right. That I am going to do the equation again. Then you can clearly understand that part. That means one condition is added. That earlier one, two condition. That means more than 50, less than 50. Two condition. In this case, you have three conditions. Right? More than 50 pass, more than 40 simple pass, less than 50 fail. Three conditions here. Now, look at the formula bar here. Put equal symbol. Start with if. Put rounded bracket. Now give the condition. First value 56, but don't put write down the type the values. Instead, put the cell addresses. Just click on the 56. Now automatically come cell address to the formula. C3, it should be greater than or equal 50. That's the first condition. If it is true, what happened? Print, you should print as pass in the result sheet. Giving the pass, that's the second parameter within double quotation. Right. Now put a comma mark. Now you want to give the second condition. The second condition is greater than 40. It should be greater than 40. Then start with if again. Open a rounded bracket again. Then again the value, you want to check the value, the same value, 56, click on the 56 here, the first value C3, it should be greater than 40. This is the second condition. If it is true, comma, what happened? The result sheet should print as simple pass. Simple pass. Right. Double quotation, mark within double quotation, you have to give it. Right. Then what happens if it is false? That means less than 40. You want to fail. Therefore, put the value fail here. Now close the bracket. Close this bracket for the second condition. Then another bracket you want to close here for the first condition. Right. After giving the formula, now press enter key. Right. Now you can see here pass. To apply the formula for the rest of the students, copy it. Right. Once you copy it, now you can check the values. Right. The first one more than 50 mean pass. Check this one 45 is between 40 and 50. Simple pass. 42 also simple pass. 34 fail. In that way, you can use the formula, if formula, to get the, if you have more than one condition, you can use if function to get the result. Right, that's the way how you can use the logical function in Excel.